Hi, this is Wenda, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me to explain to me the issue that you were having with this font as a basic cut. So I did some testing. I found I had the same exact issue, that as a basic cut, there were voids in the font. So first I tested to make sure that the font worked in the other ways, like a print and cut. So let me just make this bigger so that we can see the problem that we're talking about. And it's pretty evident in the A that there's lines in it. Let me make it bigger. There we go. Those lines, there's lines in the P, there's lines in the I. And when I change it to print then cut, change the color, it kind of welds those lines out, which made me think we might be able to do that with the basic cut. So the first thing I want to do is I want to change this from being really super long to being something that might actually fit on a mat. Because if we're going to be combining and welding or something, I know that once we use the combine tool, we're going to be telling the Design Space software how we want this to appear on our mat. So it's not going to automatically space it out and put the letters in different ways that they'll fit easily. So I just need to change the layout so that it will fit on my mat. Let me just make this bigger, change the color so that we can see the problem easier. So here are the really obvious ones to me, E and A, and let's just scroll through some of the other letters and take a look at them. The first thing I noticed was if I choose combine and weld, it does fix about 90% of the issues. Let's take a look. But so strangely, not all of them. Like E, it didn't fix E at all, but it completely fixed the letter T. H looks great, I looks great, M still has an issue, L still has an issue. So it's not a perfect solution. Plus, because it's welded, now if I go to make this graphic just like it is and have it cut just like it is, it's going to try and put it all on a single sheet because it's all been welded. So you really have to plan out how you're going to use this fix. You need to have it perfect, ready to cut, and then try the weld. So I'm just going to show you the letter E because that's the real sticking point for me is this letter E, which is in so many words. Let me make it really super big so that I can show you how I figured out how to fix this individual letter. And I'm not suggesting that you fix individual letters in fonts that you buy all the time, but if you really like a font and it's just not working right, there's usually a workaround. So what I'm going to do is kind of repair this letter. You can see the line, and I'm going to create a square that covers it up like a band-aid. And essentially, I'm just going to use these very simple shapes in the Cricut Design Space and just create band-aids that cover up the lines. I think this triangle will work. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees and put it on an angle, make it small, and then just kind of stick it in there. So that was the big line that I really wanted to fix, but there's also a little smaller line here. I might as well fix it while I'm here, right? Maybe a square, just drop a little square in there. Now with everything on all the lines covered, I'm going to select everything, my little patches and my letter, choose combine, and then choose weld. And you'll notice that when I weld it, I wasn't quite covering one of the cutouts, so I'm just going to undo. Then I'm just going to move that square up a little bit so that it's covered. I'm using my up arrow on my keyboard. And then I'm going to select everything, choose combine and unite, And now I'm all covered. And that letter is completely repaired. And it can be resized now, put back into the graphics. And you can see over here on the right that you can see my squares, my triangle, my letter. You shouldn't have to jump through hoops for a font, but if you really love the font, there's usually a way to make it work. I have one more trick to show you if a font is just not cutting right. Okay, let's say hypothetically your font looks like this on Canvas Design Space, but when it goes to the cutting board, it splits up and explodes and is all over the place, and you really just want it to cut exactly like how you see it on Canvas Design Space. For me personally, the easiest way to do that is to use the slice tool. So I'm just going to change the color of this so that we can see it a little bit better. And then I'm going to take a nice square and I'm going to cover up my font with my square. So it's completely covered. And now I'm going to select over everything. So that's everything now is selected. And with everything selected, I'm going to choose the slice tool in the lower right hand corner. And what will happen is, that's right, that square that we put on top of our purple font got sliced. So now this is a graphic. This is no longer a font. This is still a font that we've typed and manipulated. This is a graphic. Isn't that cool? I know. So cool. Well, that's it. I hope this was helpful. Let me know. And thanks for watching.